So, time is back to normal this week, so the chapter came out as scheduled. So, 9:23 of One Piece is out, and boy, a lot to talk about, a lot of expectation, and maybe a lot of criticism too, because the big complaint or the big mystery was Kaido actually damaged by Luffy by one hit from Gear Third Elephant Gun in the previous chapter? I personally think those questions were answered in this chapter. However, we start off with the cover page with the ASL brothers, Saba, Luffy, and Ace as kids. I guess cheering on some Hercules Beatles, so that was kind of cool, and it really reinforces the fact that Bond. And I think this is going to be a service of nothing more as a foreshadow because in this chapter it got really dark, even more darker than it's been in the Wano arc, which I mean is self-explanatory for what's to come when it comes to deal with Kaido. So Luffy sent Kaido crashing down to a bunch of buildings, and while he's doing that, his onlookers are being in danger as well because this force is affecting everybody. You have everybody looking at Luffy. They casually see Luffy. Oh, that's the guy who took out Urashima, the sumo wrestler, the Yokozuna that Luffy sent flying, and also Master Holden, which both of them are still in play, by the way. So I expect we'll see them again at some point. I don't think they'll fight Luffy again because they'll just get one shot. It's like I said, this is going to be polarized because everybody knows where the Straw Hats headed. They overheard them going to Wano, so they can't hide that from the public. So they're going to find out that Luffy, one way or another, is responsible for overthrowing Kaido's plan and the Shogun's plan by the end of this arc. Bounties are going to shoot up. There are potential opponents. I said this for Zoro. I said maybe there's a possibility Zoro could end up fighting Kaido at some point because a lot of people seem to think that's a matchup that could happen just because it's the fact that it's Wano and we're dealing with samurai. The fact that Nidai Katetsu that Luffy currently has, it's not been given to Zoro yet. In fact, Zoro in the previous couple of chapters ago said, "Can I look at that Luffy?" I think something's gonna. Mentioned this in my previous review. I think something's gonna happen to the Sundai Katetsu where it's broken, or whether he just gets an upgrade, but before the end of this arc, or whether he gets the sword anyway because of seeing what Luffy's capable of, or especially what happened to Atama in this chapter. I don't know what her fate is yet. We still don't know, but because of the master who's been looking after Otama, I could definitely see him actually giving, or at least lending the sword a little bit longer to Zoro or Luffy, to the fact where Zoro uses it at some point. You remember how he used the Sundai, the Shisui that he got from Ryuma back in Thriller Bark for the very first time? He used it against two Oars, right? And kind of pretty much a variation, the same height. So what if Zoro at some point uses that for the first time, and that's how he lands somewhat of a strike on Kaido? I'm not saying he's going to take him now, but I'm saying that could be something that happens down the line because there's a lot of hype, there's lots of expectation when it comes to Zoro. So do not sleep on Zoro. And the fact that he's not even here, he doesn't know anything about the plan, doesn't really matter because the Straw Hats are going to screw up the plan one way or the other. So it takes a point what happened in this chapter. So Kaido gets sent down. Again, a barrage of punches. Elephant Gatling sends Kaido into the ground, and everybody's saying that Kaido's smashed. And I heard the complaints that this should not be happening. Number one, with Luffy, and I agree with this, with Luffy not being able to do anything against Big Mom, what can you do against Kaido? Well, I think this is kind of confirmed two things. Number one, Kaido is nowhere near as strong when he's in drunken state, or if that is the case, and Kaido can put up a fight when he's drunk, then that technically means his Oni form is his strongest form yet. Unless he has another moment we don't know. This is Kaido we're talking about in the Yonko. So that, and it seems like to me his dragon form is way bigger than his Oni form. So again, that's another feat as well. Because as Luffy was punching him, shrinking until he got back into his normal form that we've seen previously, right? And he has his mace as well, so I was wondering where the hell that went to, but Even Shutamaru was like, who is this kid? Like, who? Monkey D. Luffy? Now, this is clear indication of what could happen because we see Law. Well, what the hell are you doing? We need to get out of here. I hope everybody's okay. The fact that we did not see Sanji, Nami, and the rest of the crew in this chapter, I think they're going to make an appearance next week. They just have to. I think Law's going to have to come in, use shambles to get the Luffy the hell out there because he just got wrecked by the end of this chapter. I guarantee we'll make Luffy, Sanji, Nami, Chopper, Brook, Carrot, and the rest of the crew will make an appearance. However, we didn't even see Kinemon or Okiku either, which tells me that something may have happened during the blast, or they may appear next, and maybe that's how they escape. Maybe so. There's one scenario where Luffy. I don't know if I think Luffy just withstood this. If that's the case, that's a feat, or he just dodged the attack. Either way, he comes in, he uses that mouth that he used in the previous chapter to obliterate the ruins of the Odin Castle. He used it on Luffy. He took down. I think he took down a couple of the members of the Atayama class under the command of Shutamaru. So I don't know what happened to them, but Luffy seems to be okay after that attack. So that, if that's the case, that's a feat. So Tsuru is pretty much in danger too, and look what happened to Otama. So nobody's safe here. So, and you have Jack, you have Hawkins walking on, and Hawkins didn't really do much except for staring at what the hell's going on with Luffy, and pretty much like the same what the fans has been having for the past week. Like, how is this happening now? How is Luffy landing a punch? Like I said, maybe his fighting sense isn't as great because considering he's drunk and he's still drunk. Until he gets not, I guess he gets beaten back into sober because he goes back into his Oni form, and we see Luffy and he comes into contact with Lord Speed, Headliner Speed, and I knew this was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be in the hands of Kaido. I thought it was going to be in the hands of Jack, but we see Speed beaten up, and comes to find out, I guess she tried to protect Otama, and because of that, she got wrecked. And Otama, we only get to see her arm. We don't get to see it. I assume she got knocked out. I don't think she's dead. Otherwise, what was the point of introducing her ability to begin with? So, the fact, two things either she's captured or she's just knocked out. If that's the case, because remember, she has a broken ability to control Smile Devil Fruit users, at least partial. So we know Lord Speed can be manipulated. I knew this was going to happen, so I don't know if she's been captured like I thought she would be, because it was too obvious. Like, something's going to have to happen just because of her ability alone. Luffy gets pissed off. He's like, no. And Lord's like, if we don't go get the hell out of it now, the plan's going to be Kinemon's plan's going to be a rot. Like, the planet Onigashima in 2 weeks is not going to go through. And Luffy pretty much does state something interesting with the Kaido now, then, and if I do something to him now, we don't have to worry about Kaido. That goes to Kinemon as well. So even though that was not going to happen, so he goes back into Gear 4 after he realizes Speed being not damaged means what happened to Otama because I left you in her care. And Luffy's having regrets already because I should have been there. I should not have left her alone. Boom, Gear 4, he goes in. The barrage, like Kong, Organ, Gatling. So we've seen this before. Like Big Mama did nothing because you can see Kaido clearly absorbing this. And one swipe with that mace, boom, sends Luffy knocked out in Gear 4 into base. And I think he's actually bleeding as well. So I don't know if he used hockey on that thing, but boy, Luffy got home run with that strike, so it's not looking good. And like I said, I think Law's gonna have to step in, or either Akiku or Kinemon gonna make an appearance in the next chapter. So this chapter flew by. So as expected, I don't think that did any significant damage on Kaido whatsoever. In fact, if anything, he just knocked him out of his drunken state, which could be bad for everybody, given the fact that if this guy attacked Otama, who's nobody's safe from Kaido. I think we're going to see the rest of the crew next chapter, and we're going to see Kinemon or Kiku do. They have to do something because Asura is still in the Okabura town, in the club, and she's not safe. You still have Jack, Hawkins, and Shutamaru, so I don't know what he's going to do. But like I said, potential opponent for Zoro, Shutamaru fits the bill. He seems to. just because number one of his silhouette being related to Ashura Doji. Number two, well, it has to be either him or the Shogun Orochi because he has a two-sword style. That could be the key in all of this. So I can't wait to see where this goes. KO'd Luffy at the end of this chapter. I think Law's going to step in. So let me know if you guys know about this fight between Luffy and Kaido. And do you think Kaido has multiple forms? I think he has to at this point because, boy, if that's the case, then that dragon form just got kind of crapped all over, in my opinion, because his Oni form is definitely way stronger, in my opinion. So that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to the channel for One Piece. Catch you guys later.